Hello, my name is Bridget, and at this point I want to welcome myself back to the channel because as my subscribers know, I've been gone for a very long time. I've not uploaded a video in a while. So thank you to my subscribers for staying tuned to the channel even while I was gone. And if you are new to the channel or if you are a returning viewer but haven't subscribed, please subscribe because as you know, we only share good content on this channel. Thank you for doing that. So this is an encouragement to everyone before I delve into today's video. The QTS application process and the teacher application process I've been making noise about on this channel. I'm happy to tell you that people have actually been successful and have arrived in the UK already practicing as teachers. Some arrived together with their families, some arrived and later applied for their families to join them. So this is information for you to consider. If you have still not applied but yet qualify, what are you waiting for? Okay, take the opportunity. It's quite unfortunate I'm unable to get any of the successful applicants to interview on my channel because they don't want to be seen. Some want to lay low for some time before they come out. I perfectly understand that. So pray with me, all right, so that they settle quickly and then grant us an interview. Then they can be able to share their tips, their experiences with all of us, and then we can go ahead and be confident in our application. Now, hitting today's agenda. In my previous video before I went off, I talked about job application tips. So by now I believe your applications are ongoing, all right. The next thing I want us to talk about, which I'll be discussing in this video, is job interview tips. These are just general tips for you to consider as a teacher. The first point I want us to talk about is researching into the UK education system. So if you are preparing for an interview, you want to know more about UK education, how it's planned, the curriculum, the teaching standards, or some, let me say, basic rules governing UK education or teaching. And you also realize that the UK groups its education system into something called key stages, and it's associated with ages of children. So at what age and what key stage should they belong to? If a child is 5 years, what key stage do they belong to and what are they assessed in? All right, so when you read more about the UK education system, you will find out more about these things. Now the second thing you will have to do is to research about the specific school you are interviewing with. It can be the name of a trust. That is, you could be interviewing with a trust whereby they will lay down their available vacancies for you to choose from. So if it's the trust, you want to read about the schools that fall under the trust. So just Google the name of the trust online and all the information you need will be available for you to read about. Okay, if the name is a specific school, if it's a specific school advert you applied to and got shortlisted for interview, just Google about the school and read about the school. Learn about their vision, their missions, the kind of students they teach or the kind of students that are in the school. So whether it's a secondary school, whether it's a junior school, whether it's a preschool, reception, whatever it is, whatever group of students that belong to the school, you find out. If they are special education needs students, you also know about it, and then you know how to prepare towards an interview like that. So these tips I'm sharing with you are tips from my own research and from successful applicants. The third item on my list is to prepare your evidence of experience. So if I say evidence of experience, it could be that you have some kind of recognition or an award for something. Let's say overall best teacher in the school or in the whole country, something of substance, all right, relevance to the job. You can present it. Also, some candidates were given mass problem to solve, and then That was prior to the interview. Then during the interview, they were given time to present on the solution they've provided. Okay, so it could be in that format as well, but that comes from the employer or those interviewing you. All right, so you can look out for stuff like that as well. Now, aside that, you may have your teaching and learning, your teaching plan to show them as well, and support us with how it has helped you in managing the classroom and all that. These are all petty evidence, things that sometimes we overlook. We think they are not relevant. The fourth item is for you to demonstrate cultural competence. When I say cultural competence, how are you able to deal with students from diverse backgrounds? Okay, so for example, teachers in Ghana, I can say that you teach children from different ethnic groups, because Ghana is made up of different ethnic groups, different languages, different cultures. How are you able to work with all these students and integrate them into the classroom work? Okay, that's the same thing that you are going to face here in the UK. If you arrive in UK, all right, you meet blacks, you meet Indians, Chinese, all kinds of people from diverse backgrounds. It's now global. Okay, everywhere you go, you are going to meet people coming from different backgrounds. How are you going to cope with each and every one of them? So you should be able to use your current skill of working with people from different backgrounds to answer questions related to dealing with people from different backgrounds in the UK here. All right, now the fifth very important point is for you to practice sample interview or common interview questions. Some very common areas to consider when practicing interview questions is your teaching philosophy, your classroom management style, your teaching techniques, working with other people, or let me use the word teamwork, how you are able to use communication effectively. These are some common topics they ask questions on. So when you are practicing, you look out for common questions related to these topics. To be knowledgeable about safeguarding, that's my fifth point. Okay, you are going to deal with children. That is why before you are successful in your application, you'll be asked for a DBS check or a police clearance. You need to pass this. You need to be successful in this to prove that you've not been banned from dealing with children or vulnerable people. Therefore, your knowledge in safeguarding will help you in dealing with certain pertinent issues when it comes to children. How to identify if a child is being abused or the possibility of abuse. Also, you may want to highlight your technological know-how or your technological knowledge. So if you are able to use certain technologies in teaching, mention them or utilize them in your interview. Okay, for example, the lady who was given the math problem to prepare and present, she did a presentation with a computer, all right, and so you're going to do your calculation and everything in the computer and prepare a presentation or a PowerPoint. So indirectly she was assessed on her knowledge on the subject, and also assessing her knowledge on how to use technology as well. If you are also good in these things, Excel, whatever it is, let's say you are good in using Excel to prepare grades or to grade students, I should say, let them know, or let the interview panel be aware of that. And if you have some evidences as well, you can show it when you're talking about your skills and your experiences. My eighth point is for you to emphasize on your continuous professional development, most especially if you have certificates to prove them. Okay, if you have certificates during your interview, you can show it to the panel that these are some of the trainings you've attended. As you've been in teaching, you've also been training, or you've also been updating yourself. This CPD I'm talking about can be in the form of short courses, workshops, seminars, anything that's relevant to the job. The ninth point is for you to dress professionally. Okay, you are going to meet your potential employers, so you need to dress professionally. When it comes to professional dressing, I don't have a problem with teachers, so I'll leave it like that. The 10th and last point on my list is for you to ask thoughtful questions. I use the word thoughtful because you don't just ask any question at all. They'll ask you, do you have any questions for us, or do you want to ask us anything? Some people will be asking about where I'll be sleeping when I come into the UK. Are you going to provide me accommodation? Please let your question relate to your job. For example, you can ask questions about how they are going to assess your development or your growth, or how they are going to check your progress in the job that you are being offered. All right, don't ask questions about immigration and the likes. Above all, be confident. When you are ready for your interview and you feel nervous, you will definitely feel nervous at a point. Taking a deep breath, relax, and be confident when you are providing your answers. Look them straight in the eyes and provide your answers. So this is where we bring our comeback video to an end. Thank you so much for staying with me, and don't forget to subscribe if you still haven't subscribed. I'll see you again in the next video.